So I've had a number of people asking me lately, questions like, how'd you get your start consulting? How do I start? I don't have any experience. I don't have a background in marketing. How do I start consulting? What course should I take? What system should I follow? Which guru should I listen to and subscribe to all their blogs and their email list and buy all their, $10,000 masterminds and courses? And I see so many ads on Facebook now, and I'm sure you do too if you have anything to do with the world of online digital marketing. Just everyone and their dog now has a Facebook ads system course that they're selling for $997, and then an upsell to $1997. And even the people who sell, actually reasonably priced information products, it's really just clickbait and just a lead magnet, basically an expensive lead magnet to upsell into their $1,000 course, $10,000 mastermind. And it's ridiculous. And frankly, you don't need any of that. And so this is how, what I'm about to describe is how I started my consulting business. And now I do that full time. I own an agency, Jordan Schumacher Agency, where I manage paid traffic for local service businesses as well as online businesses, e-com sites. I do have an infopreneur as a client as well. I do that, and I also manage the website and the Facebook group Attention Arbitrage, where I teach all this stuff for free, no $997 upsells anywhere. But I'm going to describe exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. And it comes down to two things. Step number one is acquiring a skill that you can charge people for, that's in demand. So, you can't do this if you don't know what you're doing. Like you have to know what you're doing. You have to be able to provide value to businesses in order to charge for your consulting services. And then step two is just taking action and hustling. And so this video isn't about step one. I'm assuming if you're here, you have some sort of skill, whether that's in graphic design or, paid traffic like mine was, or web design. Look, there's a bajillion different free resources on there that you don't need to pay anyone for a course or a system. Google it. You can learn what you need. If you're looking for paid traffic, I'll be having a free course soon on attention arbitrage, but for the time being, go to wordstream.com. They're an agency. They have what's called a PPC University, I believe, and if you just take a couple weeks and read through all of that, you're going to know more about paid traffic than the majority of the so-called gurus selling their $997 information system. So do that. Don't buy any courses. Learn what you need to learn. Now you have acquired a skill set. All right. Now it's time for you to find your first client. And the thing about consulting is it's an incredibly referral heavy business, meaning you will live and die by your referrals. So being able to get good testimonials and case studies is your number one priority. So here's what you need to do. The first rule of selling anything in business is to go where your customers are, where there's already a need for your services, and sell it to them. So what you need to do as a consultant is first determine, where do your customers live? All right. And with the internet and Facebook and online communities, it is very easy for you to find where your customers live. So if you're I'll just go with what I did. So I'm a paid traffic consultant. That means I manage AdWords and Facebook ads for business owners. So I went to where I could find business owners online who were looking to scale their business with paid traffic. And where I went was Facebook. If you're not aware of it, Facebook has these things called Facebook groups. And basically, there are these communities that you can join. Most of them are free, some of them are paid, but they're communities that you can join around any interest, whether it's soap making, guns, basketball, the Mavericks, or entrepreneurship. You can join, there's literally millions of these groups. You can join them, and it's just a community of like-minded individuals who get together, talk about, whatever the interest is, whether it's entrepreneurship, business, local service business, whatever you're in, they're talking about it. And what happens in these groups is people have problems, and they ask questions for how other people dealt with those problems, and then they get answers to them. And so what I did is I found a Facebook group, and there's literally dozens of these. I'll try and compile a list and link to it down in the description, and so then you can join these groups yourself. But what I did is I joined a Facebook group called Groove Learning, put on by a guy named Rohan Gilks. Great guy. Spoke to him a few times, and he's basically founded several local service businesses, scaled them up to being quite successful, and then basically has now created a software as a service helping other people to start local service businesses. And this community is based around that. And so this community is literally made up of local service business owners trying to scale their business. And as a local service business owner, one of the highest ROI marketing activities that you can do is listing your business on Google AdWords. And Google AdWords is something that myself, who had experience in it and who was working at an AdWords agency, had a lot of experience in. So I went into this group, and for the first 2 weeks, did not say a word. I just went in there, read, got the vibe of the community, read everything as far down as I could go, sort of felt out who some of the names were in the group, who was a frequent poster, and sort of what the general tone of the questions were. And anytime I'd see a question, especially as it pertained to marketing, I would just, and again, this is first starting out, I'd never done any of this before. So anytime I'd see a question, I would answer it to myself. I wouldn't post it because I was still a little bit unsure, but I would just answer it to myself. And I would wait to read and see what, some of the self-appointed gurus in that group said. And I realized that after, a couple weeks of doing this, I realized that, the answers that I'm saying are just as good, if not better, than what these gurus are doing. All right, maybe I do know what I'm talking about. And all right, I think I'm going to start, offering some advice. And this, and you need to pay attention if you've never done this before, this is where so many people get this whole, consulting lead gen thing wrong. Anytime someone would ask a question, then I would hop on and I would literally just type out just a ridiculously long answer. I would put in all of the value I could. I made it my goal to absolutely kill that conversation, to provide such a thorough answer that there's literally nothing anyone else could say except, like an upvote, agreed, something like that. But literally just provide a ridiculous amount of value in detail. I would list everything I would do step by step so that they could, if they were so inclined, could literally just follow through my post and implement it all themselves. And at the very bottom of that, I would put source. I'm a paid traffic consultant. And so the first couple times I did this, I got nothing. I posted it and I got, a thanks, great post, super detailed, wow, thanks for the value, things like that, but no leads or anything, and that was fine. I just kept doing that systematically. And over the next, 2 or 3 days, I'd probably commented like that maybe a dozen times. And, a couple days after that, all of a sudden, I got a PM. And that PM said, hey, I just stumbled across your answer in the group. It was really fantastic. It's obvious that you know what you're talking about. Could we chat about you managing my paid ads? And so I said, absolutely. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, whoa, this is actually working. And the crazy thing was, this is someone who I wasn't even originally answering. This is just someone who just came upon my answer in the group, a third party, and then reached out to me proactively. So it's a warm lead, someone reaching out to me, asking me to work with them. So I got on the phone with them and I was like, look, I've never done this for a client before. I'm starting my consulting agency right now. I know what I'm doing. I've gotten these results, but I've never done this for a client before. So I would be willing to set up your campaign for you for free. And if it's a good fit, if we work great together, if the campaign gets results, then I just want you to leave me a great testimonial, and then we can talk about, paying and working together in advance or in the future. And of course, I'd already demonstrated I knew what I was talking about. And he's an entrepreneur too. He knows what it's like to start a business from scratch. He knows how important social proof is. And so he gets that. He can reverse engineer what you're trying to do. He gets that. It's a win-win. And so he agreed to it. He was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And so my first ever local service client was named J.D. Wilson, and he owned a pool cleaning business in Dallas. And so I launched the campaign, went very smoothly, and brought him, close to a dozen, I want to say, new clients at that month. And we worked together for about 3 months after that. And then finally, you know, he had to fire me because I was actually bringing him too much new business. He couldn't keep up with it because his pool cleaning service was just a side hustle for him. But that was my first testimonial. He left me a fantastic video review, and to this day, he still sends me referrals. If he comes across anyone who needs paid traffic management, he sends them my way to this day. And that was about over a year ago. Just the other week, I closed a 5-figure deal based off of a referral from him. And so anyways, I had that testimonial, I had that social proof. And so then, you know, I had more confidence as well because it was my first client. I closed them, I made money. And so I just kept doing that same thing every single day. I would log into, I was a member of, I don't know, 5 or 6 Facebook groups that had, you know, my target market in them. And every single day I would log in and I would just crank out just hardcore, awesome answers. And I had a steady lead flow come in. I probably closed, you know, 5, 6, 7 clients over the next 2 months probably. And all of those clients were over $1,000, which as a side hustle, just starting out as a consultant, that's a lot of money. That's a huge win. And every single time I had a success, I'd get a testimonial from them. And then, you know, I was armed with that in the future so that, so that every time I spoke to a new client, then I could say, look, I've gotten all these results. You can go here. And then I would send them all my videos of the testimonials, and I have all that social proof. And then I'd be like, you know what, if you want to, you can even contact them. Here's all of my past clients' contact information. All of them have nothing but great things to say about me. And I mean, frankly, most clients don't do that. But if they do, you know, you're going to have a great testimonial on the other end. And so it is very difficult for an inbound lead like that, for a business owner who sees you demonstrating your value free of charge, reaches out to you, and then you just provide them with all of this proof. It's hard for them not to hire you at that point. And so that's what I did to grow my consulting agency from, you know, 0 to 1. And that's what you can do too. And that's what anyone can do. You don't need a course. You don't need a system. You don't need to shell out $900. You need to take 2 weeks to a month to learn your craft good enough to where you can justify charging someone for your services. Then all you need to do is get into communities where your target market is and just provide ridiculous value and offer to work for someone, to do one project for someone completely free of charge in exchange for a testimonial. Once you get that awesome testimonial, that social proof, and you have something that you can point to say, I did that, then you just continue doing the same thing, providing all of that value, but now you can charge for it. And now you can point to that past project and say, I got these results. I can get results for you. I know I can. Hire me. And it's that simple. It just comes down to skill and hustle. And hustle is definitely the key variable in that formula. So I just wanted to share this. This is literally step by step how I grew my consulting agency. And it's something that anyone can follow. And you don't need to buy a $97 ebook or a $997 video training course to do it. So if you liked what you saw, I would ask you to please subscribe. I promise you won't regret it. And if you want to get more content like this, if you want to be updated the next time I put out a video or the next time I put out a training course or case study, I would ask you to go to www.attentionarbitrage.com and click any of the opt-ins. There's a bunch of different ways that you can opt in to get notified of my upcoming stuff and to see a lot of my past courses and trainings. There's no upsells. There's no, you know, $997 course waiting for you on the other side. It's just, you know, pure value. My goal is to provide so much value that I put the majority of these info marketers whose only success has been to, you know, sell a course teaching other people how to do something that they don't even know how to do, put them out of business. I think 2017, I'm going to have a book written that I'll probably sell for $19. And so if you feel the need to pay me, you can buy my book then at that time, but there's nothing else, literally no strings attached. Opt in, I'm asking you, you won't regret it, and it'll bring a lot of value to your business. Take it easy, keep hustling.